What's good with y'all boys, man? What's good with y'all boys, man? It's your boy TJB24. You know what I'm saying? Today we got a massive change that's coming to the NBA from Jimmy High Roller. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure everybody know about Jimmy High Roller. You know what I'm saying? This video got 1 million views. Go ahead and drop a like. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, a massive change is coming to the NBA. I wonder what this massive change is. You know what I'm saying?
On April 1st of this year, the NBA and its players agreed to a new collective bargaining agreement. The announcement of this new CBA broke news for about a day or two, and then it was shrugged off in the midst of the regular season. For the most part, it's a bunch of contract jargon, new financial structuring and incentives, nuanced agreements between owners and players that us fans couldn't care less about. But built into the details of this fairly routine league adjustment are 3 major rule changes to how the NBA will operate. 3 adjustments to rules, systems, awards, and honors that have been in place for decades and will change the way the NBA and its players navigate the season. Today's sponsor is HelloFresh.
Hey, shout out to Jimmy High Roller. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jimmy High Roller. But with that being said, I didn't come here for this sponsor. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully though. Shout out to you, Jimmy High Roller. I've been rocking with you since what? 2020? I'm gonna say 2020. 2019, 2020. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's tough.
Deal. Head over to HelloFresh and use code JimmyHighRoller16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping.
Y'all should sponsor me next time.
Coming into effect starting with the 2023-2024 NBA season, the league has a new CBA. Among the slosh of financial mumbo-jumbo that I couldn't give a rat's ass about, there are 3 major changes taking place from this season forward. The first one is a new rule regarding the minimum number of games a player must play to receive individual awards and or be eligible for all NBA team selection. Previously, this threshold was 58 games, or about 70% of the season. But under the new CBA rules, a player now must play at least...
You only have to play 58 games for an individual award? Like, imagine somebody gets the MVP and they play only 58 games. Like, I can't imagine that. I really can't imagine it.
65 games in a season to qualify for all awards and honors. The overarching goal of this change being to reduce the amount of load management around the league. And surely, this change will do just that. Over the last 3 seasons, of the 45 players who were selected to an All-NBA team, 15 of them wouldn't have even qualified under the new rules. In fact, LeBron James would have missed the cut in all of the last 3 seasons. And 15 super...
LeBron? He used to be the most consistent player playing the game. He used to be playing 82 games in a season. That's tough.
Stars not playing enough games over the course of 3 seasons may not sound like much, until you realize that in the previous 19 seasons combined, only 15 players made all NBA teams without playing at least 70% of the season. A requirement that pushes for about 10% more games played throughout a season for every superstar around the league may have a larger impact on the game than you would think. Which leads Ben Rohrbach of Yahoo Sports to beg the question, is it worth squeezing a handful more games from these stars to risk rewarding less prestigious candidates? Yes, absolutely. And this
Gotta add, you already know.
Minimum game requirement will also be in effect for individual awards, such as the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and so on. The minimum game requirement here will have less of an effect on the league since voters are already in a silent agreement that in order to be the best at anything, you have to play most of the games. This is the exact reason why, excluding shortened seasons, there's only been 2 MVP recipients that played less than 70 games since the league moved to the 82-game schedule in 1968. Bill Walton Walton in 1978, and Joel Embiid just this past season. But still, we will inevitably see this new rule begin to change the way stars around the league navigate each season. Over the past decade, here are award winners that, under the new rules, wouldn't have even been eligible, including Jaren Jackson.
Dang. Ja Morant, LaMelo Ball, who that is? Rudy Gobert, and then Kawhi. And then Jaren Jackson. Do you really think Brook Lopez would have won the Defensive Player of the Year this year though? I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. But hey, everything else look
Junior for Defensive Player of the Year in 2023.
Yeah, I feel like Ant Edwards should have won that Rookie of the Year anyways, no matter how many games LaMelo played.
Now, the one caveat to this rule change is that there will be exceptions under specific circumstances. For example, if a player has a season-ending injury, the minimum game requirement will drop from 65 to 62 games. Also, any game where a player plays at least 20 minutes will count as a game played. And I think we can all see exactly how this exception will be exploited. And to demonstrate this, I want to point y'all to AC Green. Throughout the 80s and 90s, Green was a solid contributor in the NBA, but his legacy is remembered for his untouchable record for consecutive games played in an NBA career. From 1986 to 2001, AC Green did not miss a single basketball game. Not one.
Nah, the only player I think could potentially be like AC Green is Mikal Bridges. That's just me though. I think Mikal Bridges got the potential to do it. Just saying. He ain't missed a game yet. He got traded, went to the game the same day. Bro, it's different.
1,192 consecutive games over the course of 16 years. A record that I'd be willing to bet anything will never be broken for the rest of time. But what people fail to mention is that in order to set this record, AC Green had numerous games where he would simply check into the game for a few possessions and then check back out. The man was well aware of his streak, and he would do anything in his power to keep it going until the day he retired. It's not a matter of if stars around the league will check into a game and then inexplicably check back out after 21 minutes. It's a matter of how many stars will do this and how often. But this rule change is certainly a step in the right direction. Now, the next rule change that was included in the new CBA is one that fans have been asking for years. The NBA has become a positionless league. Is Steph Curry a point guard, or is he really a shooting guard? Probably a little bit of both. Is Jimmy Butler a power forward? Of course not. And yet he's listed as one. If you look up the words shooting guard in the dictionary, you'll...
Let me tell you something about Jimmy. Jimmy, that's my favorite player. I know it sounds biased, but Jimmy is a shooting guard, small forward, power forward. No question. Potentially a point guard sometimes. Can't be a center though. But potentially a point guard at times. The way he be playmaking sometimes, I'm just saying. Hey, but yo, you know what I'm saying? Jimmy Butler though, for real, in my opinion though, he's a shooting guard. He's a small forward first. I'm not gonna lie. Or he started his career as shooting guard, but he's a small forward first. And then I'll say he's a shooting guard, like, that's his secondary. And then it's I don't know how to say that word. His heredity position, like his third position, is power forward for sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I said that word right. Heredity. Something like that.
Find a picture of Klay Thompson, and yet he's listed as a small forward. Positions don't matter, and the NBA is finally taking notice of this starting next season and the way that they vote for all NBA teams. because from this upcoming season forward, all NBA teams will no longer be restricted to 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center.
Thank you, because Jokic should not have been on the second team just because Embiid was the MVP. I'm just saying. You could have had Jokic at power forward over who they had. They had Tatum, I think. Or was he also on the second team? I don't remember. But I know for sure Embiid and Jokic could have been on the first team together. That's just me though.
Instead, all NBA teams will be positionless. The 5 players who receive the most first place votes will simply be first team All-NBA. Players who earn the 6th through 10th most votes will be second team All-NBA, and 11th through 15th will be named third team All-NBA. Yep. This change in the structure of how All-NBA teams are chosen will fundamentally change the contractual leverage of players around the league and the legacy they leave behind. This past season, true. Nikola Jokic, the best player in the world, didn't even make first team All-NBA. Yeah. Only one center is allowed to make first team, and that spot went to Joel Embiid. Rudy Gobert has 4 All-NBA selections in his career. You want to know how many All-NBA teams Vince Carter made in his 22-year career? 2. I know, right? Guess how many All-NBA teams Ray Allen has made in his career? 2. What about Dennis Rodman? You guessed it. 2. In fact, Rudy Gobert has more career All-NBA selections than Vince Carter, Ray Allen, Dennis Rodman, DeMarcus Cousins, Manu Ginobili, Draymond...
Boogie Cousins, Draymond Green, Manu, Rudy Gobert?
Green, Kevin Love, Alonzo Mourning, Klay Thompson, Bill Walton, James Worthy, Devin Booker, Chris Bosh, Kevin McHale, Earl Monroe, Derrick Rose, and Peja Stojakovic.
Derrick Rose only has 1 All-NBA? Bro. And that was his MVP season? Bro, what? I don't know about that one, yeah.
Appalling. The old All-NBA voting system was broken. And it had been for years. But the most egregious case of this failed voting system came back in 2016 when DeAndre Jordan, who was never at any point in his career even considered a top 30 player in the league, made first team All-NBA. That's right. Because of this voting system.
Are you serious? DeAndre Jordan? In 2015, 2016? Over Boogie? What?
DeAndre Jordan was virtually named a top 5 player in the NBA. Buddy. That same season, Kevin Durant, at his apex, did not make first team All-NBA. Change was
over KD, bro. Over KD, bro. DeAndre Jordan over DeMarcus Cousins is just crazy, though. I'm not gonna lie. Over Boogie, I get it. Boogie was not making the playoffs, but DeAndre Jordan.
What? The need, and to demonstrate just how much these alterations will affect the NBA, here are the All-NBA teams from 2023. Now, considering.
Look. Okay, you know what? I can give that one to Shea and Luka and Giannis. But yeah, I would low-key just scratch Embiid though. I ain't gonna lie. And I love Embiid, but I would actually scratch him for the center one. I think Jokic low-key did deserve it. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. Jaylen Brown being on the second team. Okay. I can see that. You know what I'm saying? I can see that.
The new minimum game requirements and the positionless voting. This is how the 2023 All-NBA teams would look under the new rules according to voting results. Giannis, Steph, Butler, Lillard, and LeBron all missed too many games to make the cut. Jokic makes first team with Embiid. Sabonis, Fox, and Randall all get promoted to second team, and 4 players in Markkanen, Holiday, Brunson, and Anthony Edwards all...
Hey, this look a little more realistic, honestly. This actually looks more realistic.
Make their first All-NBA team. Now, the last major change that we'll see in this upcoming season is the new in-season tournament. No official structure of the tournament has been announced yet, but the basic framework is set, and it'll look something like this. The league will be divided into 6 pools of 5 teams. Pools will be comprised of teams from the same conference, and that's about the extent of this plan making any sense. Because out of the established pools of teams, there will be designated days during the first 6 weeks of the season where teams will play within their pool. The winner of each 6 pools will advance to a single elimination stage along with 2 wildcard teams. The league has yet to announce how these wildcard teams will be determined, so maybe record. The semifinals and finals will be played at a neutral site, and the players on the winning tournament team will receive $500,000 each.
$500,000 each. Hey, good money moves.
But here's where it gets really weird. Each NBA team will only be scheduled for 80 games on the season. Teams that do not advance to the knockout round of the tournament will have 2 games added to their schedule, and the teams that make the final round of the tournament will play 83 total games. So let me get this straight. This new in-season tournament will affect the scheduling of the regular season. It will have qualifying rounds built throughout the season. It will lead to some teams playing more games in a season than others, but most importantly, I don't know if anyone's even going to care. The teams that are already good might not care about the in-season tournament because they have bigger goals. And the teams that have no chance at contending for a championship and might care to win the tournament probably won't have a shot. I think the single elimination format could work in favor of less capable teams, but are the title contenders for the postseason not also the same teams that will be favored to win the in-season tournament? Will the rich not just get richer while bad teams continue to have no shot at winning anything? Over the last decade, the NBA has added a handful of new awards that players can win throughout the season. The Hustle Award, Teammate of the Year Award, Clutch Player of the Year, Eastern and Western Conference MVPs. These extra awards get more players and fan bases involved. But if we're being completely honest, no one really cares about these additive accolades. Who won the Hustle Award in 2020? Who won the Teammate of the Year Award in 2021? Similar to these secondary awards, I think the mid-season tournament could be a fun detour from the regular season. But I'm not sure how much value or even importance it will hold, especially considering it will uproot the entire structure of the regular season. But what do y'all think? Do you like the changes coming to the NBA? If you had the power, what changes would you make? If the 5 best players in the league are 5 point guards, does it make sense to have them all first-team All-NBA? What if the 10 best players in the league all play less than 65 games? Would it really make sense to have the 11th most valuable player in the NBA win the MVP? How does Rudy freaking Gobert have more All-NBA selections than Vince Carter? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, until next time.
Hey, shout out to you, Jimmy Hot Roller. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. Anyways, what are your thoughts on this? You know what I'm saying? I actually feel like it could be a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. I'm not even gonna lie. I just think the new rules, it could lead to a lot of mid teams, like a lot of the mediocre teams, getting super hyped. And then also, so like 83 games in the season, it is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. 83, a team can play 83 games in the season while the rest of the other teams are playing 80. Like, you know what I'm saying? That just seems unfair. But hey, let me know your thoughts though. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'm out.